Welcome, beloved awakened one. I'm Monica Bermudez, and this is the podcast of the Ascended Earth, the transfiguration of the new you, the new human. We are an ever-evolving human, learning, growing, expanding, and upgrading. What you are and always will be is a divine, cosmic galactic source from source, more than you can imagine. But not all of us are living to our fullest potential. It is time to embrace what you are and unlock your magical keys and spiritual gifts. This podcast is a transmission of energy codes meant to unlock other dormant DNAs to remember, reconnect, revive, and renew you to the new human, the avatar that you are. This is the transfiguration of the new you. Hello there, beloved. This is Monica Bermudez. In this episode, I want to focus our conversation on our ancestors. And I want to elaborate how important it is for us to connect with our ancestors right now. And I feel that because of all this ascension, awakening, and exponential amount of expansion that we're accelerating into, of the densities of layers of moving into like the higher densities of 5D and 6D and beyond, that our ancestors play a very big key role in all of this, because we carry also not just also like our generational gifts and special abilities that has been inherited, let's just say, from our connection to the family. But there's also other patterns too that have been sabotaging or, traumatic pain that gets transferred through the family lineage, but also through our soul. So there's different ways to look at this. The way I look at this, right, for the ancestors and how I've been working with them now since I launched my business. I've been working a lot with them, a lot more, and also being reawakened to other aspects of myself and getting to know myself more through the connection of my ancestors, which applies to everybody, right, who has their connection with their ancestors too. And so it applies to you as well, which is why, the reason why I wanted to focus an episode on this discussion. So we have an ancestry where we also have through our own bloodlines of family lineage, but we also have an ancestry that is linked to our souls. And if we think about like the oversoul, which I like to look at it as like an umbrella for us to access through our group collective for that oversoul. And within that oversoul, you have other souls that are grouped together within that umbrella. And I feel though that the oversouls do interconnect with one another as well. And then they connect back to source itself. So we all have the capacity to connect to source directly. So there is, that inheritance that goes in that way. And also in our ancestry that includes our connections with the star family. So I don't really like to call them aliens, but I like to call them our star family, because we do have a lot of aspects of our DNA are also mixed with Sirian, with Lyran, with Pleiadian, with Andromeda, and the list can go on. And so I feel like we have that connection with them through our ancestry as well. And so they are also part of our family. And so I like to think of star family as part of our ancestry. And so the one thing that our ancestors really want for us right now is to break free from the trauma and the pain that played a role during the time that some may have been incarnated in their human form, and also to activate other abilities that are carried through the family lineage. For example, for me and my family lineage, but also through a soul level, is that I also carry this ability to be a rainmaker. So another phrase for it being of activating abundance and prosperity. And I feel that, it is for some who are listening as well, you have this connection in that way too. So you have your own way of also just activating that prosperity and abundance within yourself, but also with your family. And then the other example, though, for the traumatic and the pain is a connection with money, I feel more so in us. And I feel like that in itself also impacts how we see money now, how we manage our financial and wealth, and how we treat it. Because of this, also there is this lack mindset as well, and this a lot of pain and trauma around it through the family. There's also this other main pattern that I've seen through my clients and myself, and that's the one about how we look at our sexual and our sex or intercourse. So it could be looked at as being evil, especially if you come from a family lineage where there's been a lot of rape and a lot of abuse in that way. And so this is one of those areas that will cause some trauma, and it makes it hard for being in great relationships and, finding the right one. But sometimes they end up being like these painful relationships over and over again. But it is a pattern that has been linked to that I've seen in some of my clients, but also in myself. It's one of those areas that I really had to work on myself to shift within myself in my own quantum field. And that's where it all starts, right? Because within the quantum field for each one of us, the more that we're able to shift certain patterns in us, is also serving the collective in that way, in that same field. And within that quantum field is also the interconnection of our ancestors as well. And so that is where our ancestors also serve a great purpose, is to really help us to shift a lot of those energies, because they know that we have great potential in what we're bringing to this world. And I feel that many star seeds and light workers who incarnated into these physical bodies during this time chose very specific families for that reason, was to know knowingly that they are so powerful and that they wanted to shift that in the collective by starting with themselves. However, though, when we incarnated into this physical world and, being in a 3D matrix still in this density, that we forgot, and we forgot that we came for that reason. But the one who remembers it all and knows is our soul and also our guides, which is, our guides. As part of our guides, it also includes our ancestors. So they're always communicating, nudging us and helping us to also remember the reason, the other purpose why we also came into these physical bodies too, was for that reason as well. And so they are serving as a guide to help us remember so that we're able to also break ourselves free from those patterns, because you have the ability to do so. And your soul chose that reason, chose that purpose to be in this particular family. Because often, we wonder, like, why did I choose this family? And I see that a lot in my clients, and a lot of starseeds, a lot of light workers who question why a family is so challenging. Well, part of it is to break that cycle, break that generational cycle of things that just no longer serve. And the more that we're able to do that within our own family dynamics and community, it is also impacting that collective consciousness too, in the planet, but also the universe, because we are also interconnected with our star family. So that means that because we have that connection with our star family, we also have other great abilities within ourselves, and that is of our psychic powers, our intuition, being able to travel in our astral bodies. And the list can go on. It's a lot of amazing abilities that we have that are waiting to be harnessed and to be flourishing on this new earth. But the key is now, to heal and to shift a lot of those patterns that have been lingering there in the subconscious. But I feel like a lot of it is also shifting in our dreams, in our sleep state. There's been days that I go into this really deep sleep where when I wake up, it feels like I went somewhere so far that it takes me a while to come back into this physical reality when I'm waking. And I'll touch on that in another episode of my podcast to talk more about dreams, because there is, also a lot of healing that occurs in there, and also a lot of activations too. So our ancestors, they want us to know this message is for you. We are here for you at all times. And we love you. And we only want the best for you, because you deserve to be in abundance and prosperity. You deserve to be whole. And you deserve to be in your own power, and you're worthy of your power. Embrace the gifts that you carry through your family lineage. And that is the sacred connection, the love, the joy, and the harmony. And that is all in the energy of all. Thank you for being here and for making that change, shifting, because it has a rippling effect from all the timelines and resetting it all. And that is a message that comes from the heart of the ancestors in a collective group. I really felt their love for us and that they're always with us. And I know that, I believe in you, that you can break free from those generational cycles that have been almost like curses, in a family. But this is our time. The energies have really accelerated, and we could take advantage of the energies that we're in right now to help us break certain cycles in our life that are no longer serving us. And those cycles could be about our relationships and who we are attracted to that may not be for our own highest and best. And that could be a cycle that has to do with money, with wealth. So thank you for this time, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Sending you all so much love. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to click like, save, and share with others so they can also experience what you just experienced. And stay tuned for some more high vibe episodes. And I'll be connecting with you in the next quantum field. Sending you so much love.